So I'm proud to say, or really old, one of the two, or maybe both, that I was literally Hamiltonian-like in the room where it happened when the digital content NewFronts began, but they were just called the NewFronts a dozen years ago. And the idea was to get a conversation started in front of the traditional network upfront buying period, to get people to focus on it. It was launched in a conference room at Digitas. It's really changed. The IAB took over about 7 years ago and made it into a digital content NewFront and a marketplace where people were actually buying what was being sold as opposed to just learning about it. It's changed and the players are different, but the process is the same and it's getting more refined. And as you mentioned earlier, you've now got a West Coast version and an East Coast version. So we've tried to really make it more manageable. And I think this year will be a good test of that. Well, one of the things I said that maybe was a bit controversial is just the utilization of the word platforms, because we tend to, in our industry, draw a distinction between media companies. So traditional CBS, NBC, ABC, the cable channels, we call them media companies, and the platforms, Facebook and Google and Amazon and others, we refer to them as platforms. Either they're all platforms or they're all media companies. That's first and foremost. And I think we need to get to a better universal definition, because that goes to the responsibility of those companies relative to the kind of content that they put on their platforms. Well, I think effectiveness has many fathers or mothers. There are, many different metrics that people can apply to see what's effective. Was your strategic plan to drive sales? Then it's effective if you do that. If your strategic imperative was to build your brand, then that's the effectiveness. I would submit to you that the two work hand in hand. If you build a brand, you're likely going to build the desire for the consumer to buy or utilize that good or that service that you're trying to sell. So it does come back to driving sales and sales results as the ultimate effectiveness of a campaign.